Hi guys, welcome back to my studio. Today I wanted to share a little bit of what I am working on since the corona, how do you say that, lockdown. I have been collecting a lot of leaves and twigs and all these little details from nature. At the beginning of spring I always feel like there are lots of very useful pieces for my jewelry. The past couple of years I have been making a lot of jewelry with all these little details from nature. Like for example, these rings are all made with seeds from flowers and herbs. And I wanted to expand that collection because it's going to be in a new brand I am launching soon. I also have, for example, these twig rings or one with a leaf. I have been making this, for example, for a groom or a groomsman on a wedding as like a brooch pin on their cardigan or whatever you call it. Now these are all the real leaves and pieces I took from nature, and I glued them together with melted wax, as you can see here. Some of them are still a little bit too thin, so I might have to add some wax. Besides that and the rings, I am also thinking of new pieces to add in these natural collections for summer. So I am making prototypes with some shells, and I quite like this one in particular. And then over here, as you can see, I have a lot of these hard hands in wax. I will hopefully find a casting company that is still working during these times, because I had a lot of orders from this design. I really want to send out the orders as soon as I can, but of course I have to find casters first. guys, it's a couple of weeks later than the previous clip. I have been working a lot on the hand heart pendants, and all the other projects that I was working on, they are a little bit delayed. So yeah, I will show you where I am now. I don't really remember what I said a couple of weeks ago, but I think I told you that I am also going to launch a new brand, and I will talk about that more later on. You will probably notice while I'm giving you the update that my studio is quite messy actually. I really want to clean up a little bit because I want to film a studio tour in the near future, because a lot of you have been asking since I moved here. So if you have any questions about tools or machines you see in the background or have seen me working with, do ask about it in the comments, or send me a message, whatever. See very well. Try to focus. These are rings I have been making a lot for Mother's Day. I initially made one with one baby a couple of years ago, but then it was an open ring, so it was not, they were not attached, and I quite liked that, but there were a lot of people who were trying to bend the ring open and then close it again, so then they get cracks here. So I changed the design, and then when I was pregnant with our twins, I made this variation, and of course I started getting a lot of requests to have more of the babies. So I also made this one. As you can see, it's not finished yet. I have been making these for Mother's Day, and I think they are such a cute gift. And then here, here is something. It's a new mold for these very small hands, and they will become ear studs with a very small pearl underneath, just like that. then the casting company I usually work with finally could start working again, so I am very happy because I made a lot of pieces with natural details. I'm going to put these aside, and just as you can see here, a lot of these are very heavy and big, but I am very happy how they turned out. They will all be pieces for the new brand I am starting. The name of the brand, by the way, is Bijoux de la Lande. Why I chose that name I will tell you later on. Unfortunately, I also had some new designs for rings that have small leaves all around, but I am not happy with how they turned out. I was a little bit sad about that, but things like that happen all the time. I already made several attempts to making a ring just like that, but it always turns out, I don't know, maybe I can show you a little bit closer. Oh, sorry. As you can see, it has lost all the details from the leaves. Here is one ring where you can still see a little bit of the texture from the leaves, but in my opinion, it's not really enough. And of course, I could just, fake it, like finish these in metal and try to mimic the texture, but it's just not the same. So I don't know, maybe I will try again, but I have to be honest, this is not my first attempt of trying to make a ring like that. And then I really like this piece. It's going to be a bracelet, but it's not really round anymore, as you can see, but that's going to be okay. I will fix that. All the dots here are casted from real seeds from a plant. I have made a ring like this. Oh, and I also made earrings. And now there's going to be a bracelet too. And then what else? I made these shells. I already have a shell like this in the collection, but it's a little bit bigger, and I wanted to have smaller variations as well, so I could make earrings, for example. And then another shell that I really like. This was the original piece where I made the mold from, and then this is what it looks like in silver. I also have these little ones. Oops. There were a lot of people requesting this kind of shells, so I finally made them. This one, and this was the original piece, and then this one is the casted version. It's a little bit heavy, this one. I don't know how I will finish this one so it will be a little bit lighter, but otherwise it will just be a pendant, because for pendants I don't really mind them to be a little bit heavier. But then for these large ones, I made this piece for the metal corsage challenge, and you will see in another video how I made the piece in wax with the natural details and how I'm going to finish that. But I made a lot more, and for these, they can also be something like a brooch or a pin, but maybe I think these will look also very pretty as some kind of hairpins. But I actually never made a hairpin before. Since I made these, I just feel a bit sorry that I am already married, because I think all of these pieces would have been so lovely for our own wedding. So most of these pieces are for the new brand. I am very happy that the casting company is working again, and I will end the video here. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my YouTube channel if you're not already subscribed. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you soon. Bye.